Hello and welcome to another plant video. Today we're going to be making some plant chores. Right now we are kind of like in the middle of the night, but I just thought it would be kind of like cute and funny to do a video right now. If the lighting is moving a lot, it's because I'm using some candles just to give it more a cozy vibe, I thought. First of all, I would like to introduce myself because in the previous video I completely didn't, because it wasn't the first video I've had recorded. I just didn't feel like uploading the first one I did, so I just wanted to do it right now. My name is Jean-Paul. I am a plant collector, plant enthusiast, set in Utah. So hopefully with this kind of like videos, I can kind of like record my planting journey and at the same time share some things with people that might be interested in knowing more about plants, things that you can do here in like Utah, places that you can go get plants at, etc. So I'm really excited for making this video. As I mentioned, this is just gonna be plant chores mostly, and some some things related to that. Here is my really beautiful, I would say, for the most part, variegated marantha. However, you see this is a single vine that I think got root rot or something like that. So right now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take that vine out so it doesn't mess us up with like the rest of prettier looking ones. And I am going to try to propagate it. Maybe I know it's dehydrated, so it might not be the best move, but as long as the tissue isn't like crispy like this one, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and propagate this one. So let's just pull this out. As you can see, it has like a single root. So yeah, I clearly need to do something about this guy. I don't know what could have happened for it to go like this, but I think there are really good places I could take some cuttings from. I think there are some that I cannot salvage, but some I think I can. So we'll try to do that. Yes. So first I'm gonna go grab some scissors and I'll be right back. I have the scissors now. I brought some other stuff for the other plants, but as you should know, we need to do this with them disinfected. So I have some paper towels and some alcohol that I'll be using to disinfect this one. So let's go ahead and disinfect the scissors and then take some cuttings out of that for marantha. Okay, there we go. And for example, this one, I'm pretty sure I cannot salvage that one, so maybe that's just gonna be trash. This guy over here looks really sad, but I'm pretty sure I could salvage this one, especially because it has like 2 vines and they look kind of like, or not 2 vines, but 2 growth points that look kind of like healthy. So I'm gonna try to save this one. Another thing that this plant has had to go through over this past months since I got it is fungal infections. So that's something that we're also working on with this plant. Hopefully it gets better with time and I can have a prettier looking one. I already took some cuttings of this one in the past when I repotted, hoping that the the fungal infection will go away. This is how that one looks. It did get some fungal infections, but it has roots, or it's rooting into this media. I think for this new cuttings, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with that one. So I'm gonna let it callus maybe for half an hour, and then we're gonna put it back onto water. This guy's done for today. It's sad to see that it only has 2 vines now, after all it has gone through, but I'm positive that it will look better over time. Yeah, it's my first Marantha. I honestly do not find it to be a hard plant, but this one has a fungal infection that I haven't been able to cure. Next off, I think we can do this little guys. These ones are just some of my philodendrons. And for these ones, I just really want to get rid of the vines, or not even vines, the petioles of the leaves that I cut off because they didn't look good. Same thing with this guy over here. So we'll just go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna try to use tweezers, and if that doesn't work, maybe we'll just leave them up. That was really easy for this philodendron Florida ghost. I love this philodendron. I don't know if necessarily this one plant, but I think it's one of the best ones or the one that's doing the best out of my Florida ghost collection. Okay, it has one that doesn't want to pull out, which I totally understand. I don't think those spare petioles do any good to the plant because they do not have a leaf to get energy from, but I still think the plant, at least this one, hasn't really like get rid of them. But yeah, I just finished. This is how it looks now. Not much of a difference, but now it's just good leaves, or somewhat healthy leaves, but I'm hoping it will get better over time. This one had the leaves like that when I got it, and I got it discounted because of that, which was very nice. But I wish it didn't look like that. And then with this philodendron painted lady, we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're just gonna get rid of like those leaves that look kind of like crispy. Yes. This painted lady, I got it mostly because my boyfriend liked it a lot the first time he saw it. So I got a little tiny one. Because I think especially with this kind of philodendron, it's really cute. The leaf color, the sort of variegation that it has, they just look pretty even as tiny plants. So I just bought a tiny plant, and I think it's pretty cute. So I completely recommend getting that one. I think it has really pretty colors for anyone that likes pink, yellowish, orangey tones. I recommend it. Next off, I think we're gonna do my philodendron glorious. I have a feeling that it perhaps has root rot because it hasn't grown much. And this is a plant that I got off a Facebook marketplace seller, and I was pretty excited when I saw it. I thought it was uncommon to see this plant online, but I found it and I thought it was such a good idea to buy it. And it was. I think it's a really nice plant. I think I love the species a lot, but this one definitely wasn't doing the best. Or I guess it was doing the best, but not in my care. So it just went really downhill, I would say, when I got it. I don't know, the roots don't seem completely bad. Like they don't seem to just be ripping apart. But it hasn't done much. It hasn't gone, like it doesn't seem distressed. But it also didn't seem healthy looking. Did I just pull out a plant that was healthy? Did I just do that? Okay. It does have some roots that are breaking. Other ones are healthier, I think. But let's see how deep does this go. I guess this one does have root rot. And I think there's a big difference between the very little healthy roots it has compared to the unhealthy ones. So all of these roots, I would say, have root rot. You see these ones that are a little more white, well, not that one actually, but this too. Those ones are healthy roots. So what I would do with this one, I think it has some healthy roots. I'm gonna wash off as best as I can this plant and try to rescue those roots. Maybe try to water propagate it, or I might do floval and perlite because it has just worked really well with my plants that I need to root. So yeah, I'm gonna break some water and we can go ahead and try to get rid of those roots. Back with the water, just to kind of wash off the dirt that this might have. I think before doing so, I'm gonna trim those roots that I don't want and I don't need. For this one, I've had plants who've had root rot before, and I just trim all of them, but as this one has some healthy looking roots, I'm gonna try to be especially careful when cutting these ones so I don't accidentally cut a healthy root. Like here, over here is where the healthy root starts, so I don't cut that one. This one's right here look pretty unhealthy, so I'll cut that one completely. This one as well. Okay. This one still has some rot. I don't know how I feel about putting this one in floral and perlite, just because I know it has root rot and I wouldn't want it to rot in the floral and perlite, if that makes sense. So after I consider what I would like to do in that situation, but it's a really nice plant, and after that root rot and being and only pushing forward with like a set of 3 roots, I think the plant is pretty resilient. So hopefully it will be okay. It has some spots in which I think, or some like, the sheets that sometimes philodendrons produce. I'll just try to get those off with my tweezers, because those ones can easily, I feel like, rot, just because they are like that tissue. It's not growing, it's not doing anything for the plant, so they might just rot over time. So I'm also gonna try to get as much of that off. Okay. This is what we're left with. They look pretty healthy in my opinion. And I think they are gonna be okay. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put it in a cup, and before I do anything with like repotting or propagating or anything of that sort, I am going to add hydrogen peroxide with water to this cup, just to kill any further fungus or rot that could still be like living in the plant. The ratio I use is usually 1 part hydrogen peroxide for every 3 parts of water. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna get back to this plant 15 minutes after that, and then we can start with the fluvial perlite. Okay, that planet's now in its water and hydrogen peroxide mixture. So right now I think we're just gonna go ahead and do, I think, our final plant of the day, and that's gonna be my Nepenthes. I don't think I featured it in the last video, but I did feature it in the first one, so let me grab it. Here it is, my not so beautiful right now Nepenthes. So what's up with this plant? One, I need to water it urgently. Second of all, I'm also gonna be cutting off any pitchers that have dried up, like this one, or at least that have dried up almost completely. So I think I have like 3 candidates to be cut today. If you see some insects crawling around this plant, they are most likely ladybugs. I had or I still have a spider mite problem that I've been trying to treat with ladybugs, and they just fell in love with this plant. So you'll probably catch 3 to 4 ladybugs crawling around the plant. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take care of the pitchers first, and then we can go ahead and water this plant. Talking about the ladybugs, there's one right here. I don't know if you can see it, but they're pretty cute. Are they highly effective? I can't say they are, but they are cute, at least. First picture, this is more than half of the way dry, so I might as well just cut it. Second picture, this one's 100% dry. And I think I saw another one. Okay, this one's big. It's sad that I need to cut it, but I will. So what happened to this Nepenthes? I bought it. Everything was really nice with it. The pictures were catching a lot of fungus gnats. It was beautiful until I had to repot it. And the reason I had to repot it is because it was going downhill, all the pitchers were drying up, and I didn't know what could have happened to the plant. First of all, it didn't have enough drainage holes. I made all of these new holes for it. And second of all, the medium it was in wasn't helping it much. It completely ruined the plant. So this one also got root rot. I think this one's going uphill though, because it has a lot of like new growth, and the new growth looks healthy and shiny and pretty. So I'm not too worried about this one. Maybe I should try to keep up with its waterings, because the drier this gets, the worse it is for the plant. Right now it's not necessarily dry, but it feels really light, and the top layer of moss, which is the medium I have it in, is kind of dry. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and water this guy. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it for all the cutting and getting rid of things that I've done. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've left the pitcher plant, the nepenthes, draining. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and set the Marantha's cutting into water. Has it calloused? I don't know, but I've learned that with these ones, half an hour is good. Because last time I tried to do a day drying up, they completely dehydrated. They look like this, or even worse, really crispy, and they just didn't survive. So I've decided that I'm gonna do it with less time in between putting them back into water so they hydrate. And I wonder if this is gonna be better for them. This is my Philodendron glorious cuttings. These are rooting here, but they haven't really rooted at all. I'm just gonna fill this up till it gets to the Maranthas, and I'm gonna set it away. We're done with these guys. Hopefully I'll keep you updated once the time comes that they grow roots or something happens to them. But yeah, they are hopefully in a better place now. While we wait till the Philodendron glorious that I have set into deinfecting is completely disinfected, we are going to start preparing the media in which I'm going to put it in. As I said, I'm going to be using Flowell and Perlite. So I use 50-50 mixture. So let's go ahead and make that. I'm going to be using these cups to put the philodendron in. So I'm just going to do like maybe half or less of a cup of Flubel stratum, half or less of a cup of perlite, and then mix that into a third cup. So let's bring those things closer. I've got my Flubel, or not my Flubel stratum, my perlite and my stratum, and we're gonna grab a little bit of both. I probably do not need this much Flubel stratum, so I'm gonna prevent some. Maybe more like this much. Maybe some more. And let's do the same thing with the perlite. As I said, I'm gonna be pouring them into a third cup, just so I can get as much of uneven mixture I can. And maybe this is not the most efficient way, what if it's the way that I've been doing it, because I just don't want to bring a bowl and just throw all of this into a bowl and mix it like if it were cereal. It just feels more interesting to do. Okay, here it is. I think with this much, I think the blend should be fine. I might add a little bit more of both, just in case. Just because I don't want the plant to not be fully secured once it's in here. Okay, once I have these like this, I would go ahead and mix those up. Do I have something to mix them with? I'm back with something to mix this with, and let's just do it. Have you guys ever tried full stratum? I don't think it's that rare anymore. It got very popular, I've heard, years ago. I started using it this summer, and I haven't had bad experiences, honestly. It just has been chill. Okay, here is my fluval stratum media. Okay, I'm gonna set this to the side, put things away, and now I think we need to wait 5 more minutes for the philodendron to completely disinfect. So I might as well show you another plant today, and we can cut out one of its leaves that I don't think it needs anymore. Okay, this is my gorgeous green unicorn plant, my alocasia green unicorn. It has these beautiful dark leaves. I'll show them to you in the next video. This one's massive compared to the old one, and its back, it's so purple, but as you can see, it has this leaf. It's yellowing, it's ugly. This plant doesn't need it anymore. This plant has outgrown its past, and we're gonna honor that by cutting that ugly leaf. Okay, now I have my scissors ready, the ugly leaf ready, and we're just gonna cut it. Here it is. There's not much we can do about this leaf anymore. You can just dump it with all the other things we got rid of today. And here it is now. Now it has 4 leaves. I'm not worried about it because this plant has been doing amazing. So I'm hopeful that it will grow some pretty new leaves soon. It has also done amazing in its new medium. This one's gonna remain in fluval and perlite for as long as I can have it in fluval and perlite, because it has just loved it. It's its biggest leaf so far, and it's shiny and so pretty. So yeah, I'm not gonna touch it for a long time. Okay, and we are back. Here's a philodendron. You can probably see the bubbles from it. would I get more of the dirt out? Probably I would. But I think it's good right now. We're just gonna go ahead and transfer it. So we have this, and that's about it. I think I'm gonna still have it with its old stake or its own old trellis. So we might as well add that to it so it holds well. Have this ready. We'll just put it in here and throw the full on perlite. Perfect. Now it just comes to add water to it, which I'll do right now, and set it aside again. Wait and wait till it grows some roots. Here it is. Happy. Hopefully it would grow better in its new home. And that was it. That was it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Next time, next video coming up, it's gonna be a kind of like a tour, a check-in. We're gonna check in with all my plants, see what's new, what I'm excited about for some plants. But we have a lot of like nice updates for the middle of the year. So if you're interested to see my plant collection as a whole or see like new updates, please come back. You might be seeing a little one or a really big one over there if you saw the last video, but we'll leave that to soon this week, next week. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next video.